I can take them off. Is that better? Hi, my name's Johanna Albrechtsen, and I'm an ecologist and hydrologist interested in why and also how ecosystems are changing. I'm currently a third-year PhD student at the University of Nevada in Reno, and I conduct my research in Denali National Park up in Alaska. I spend a couple months each year up in Alaska in both the winter and the summer, looking at landscapes that are undergoing large-scale vegetation change. I'm investigating how the interactions between the snow, soils, and plants lead to changes in ecosystem function. The site that I'm studying was first established in the 1950s by prominent Alaskan ecologist Les Viereck. It was then resampled by the National Park Service in 2012, 50 years after it was established. In that half century that passed, average summer temperatures increased by at least 2 degrees Celsius. The Park Service documented drastic changes in vegetation. I have the ability to collect data from these plots that we can directly compare to what they looked like 60 years ago. I want to understand what else is happening in this landscape. What's happening in the soil? What's happening in the winter when we're not out there to observe it? To do this, we're going out into the field. My site is located 90 miles in the backcountry of Denali, which makes for some creative logistics. In the summer, there's usually a Park Service road that goes out to within about 7 miles of my site, but a few years ago, there was a large landslide that closed that road halfway through. We bike to the closure, there's an access route around where the road is closed on a gravel bar, and then we bike the rest of the closed road.
Kind of deep.
What?
Was kind of
It was
deep.
a little deep.
We're bonked.
We're already bonked. Mile 16, 2 p.m., already in Bonk Town. After biking almost 80 miles and shuttling gear, we load up to hike down to my research site. Even though it's only a handful of miles at this point, we have to cross some tough terrain. Tussocks, willows, and multiple river crossings make travel pretty slow. From our base camp, we hike to our different plots, which are dispersed across the areas with poplar forest and without. One of my big questions is if there is different water available in these areas with different vegetation. We start with collecting soil cores, which we bring back to the lab to understand their water holding capacity and nutrient availability. This year, I also dug up soil temperature and moisture sensors, which have been logging hourly data for the last 2 years. This gives us really valuable insight into the freezing dynamics in the soil. When we're out in the field, we try to not take too much from the land. We leave as little of a trace as possible. Even when we're collecting soils and leaves, we approach the land with respect. We're trying to let the ecosystem tell us what's going on without forcing it. I'm in my favorite plot right now, plot 305, and I love this plot so much because we have a panoramic view of the Alaska Range with Denali towering above us over that way. The Muldrow Glacier is barely visible in the distance over there. And this plot is an outflow terrace of the Muldrow, so it used to be covered by the glacier only 300 years ago. And it's pretty crazy to see what has happened in those years, from the freshly exposed gravel after the glacier recedes to what's now an intact landscape. I love doing field work, and I feel so lucky that I get to do what I do. But sometimes it's just really hard to be out there. We don't normally see many animals when we're out at my plots when the mosquitoes are this bad. When they suck for us, the animals don't want to be in them either. But when the cloud of mosquitoes finally lifts, we have to be a lot more aware of the big animals.
Whoa, ho, ho. This thing's on the hunt. Holy shit, Johanna.
It's actively chasing a caribou. It might think that we're caribou. No, he's getting close. You stay! Tobias, stand up. Stand up. Hey! Hey!
Oh!
Hey!
Get out of here, bear!
You back up!
Oh, just you wait!
You back up! You back up!
Hey!
Back
Ah!
up! Hey!
Oh.
Hey! No! Shoot! No!
We're okay.
Back up!
Yeah. Good job, Johanna.
That was a little close for comfort. That was hands down the strangest experience I've ever had with a bear. Thankfully, he ran off, but kept uncomfortably close for the rest of the day, still watching us and keeping us twitchy. Fieldwork is easier in the winter. The bears are asleep, and the mosquitoes are dead. In the winter, we charter a one-way flight to land on a frozen lake 90 miles deep in Denali National Park. We're back out at the same plots where we measured vegetation and soil in the summer. Since the subarctic is covered by snow for about 2/3 of the year, it's important for us to understand if there's any wintertime effects of poplar. Now, when we go into the field, we measure high-resolution snow depths and snow water equivalent. We want to figure out if there's any differences in snow insulation and depth that will mean differences in water availability come spring runoff.
Oh, but that view.
With all the data collected, we skied the 90 miles back to the park headquarters. Well, mostly skied. After 6 field seasons, it's a little bit bittersweet to be saying goodbye to this site. It's been 3 years of coordinating flights and logistics and figuring out bikes and working through mechanicals and carrying 80-pound packs and planning backcountry meals and collecting so many leaves and twigs and soil samples. Part of me is a little excited to get to do something new and different, but I'm definitely going to miss this site and everything I learned out here. After all those weeks in the field collecting so much data, the real work begins. I have samples to process in the lab and a lot of thinking to do about how this landscape is functioning. What story do all these relationships tell? How do all these measurements interrelate? And how do I disentangle what is really going on?
Oh God!
So happy. I actually don't know what you do.
You can't do it.
No. Okay. Okay.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.